Welcome back, Poker YouTube, to another How to Beat Live Low Stakes Poker video. Today's topic, downswings or running bad, but essentially 3 things to do when you are running bad. All right, so first thing, be honest with yourself about your game. Is it all variance, or are you playing poorly? For the vast majority of you, I would say for every 100 players that tells me they're in a downswing, I would say that 98 or more of them are also playing not optimally in most spots. The mistakes they're making, the lack of consistent plus EV decisions, the gamble, so to speak, the tilt, that's all factoring into it, but it's a lot of times more the player than it is the variance than what a lot of you would think. Now, will you guys run into spots where you're definitely running below the mean? It's clear that you were supposed to have won quite a few pots that you didn't. Yeah, that's going to happen to everybody. It's going to happen to every single person that plays this game long enough. But, for example, are you playing too many pots out of position? Are you playing overly aggressive or passive based on how the session is going or how previous sessions have gone? Do you find yourself blaming everything but your player yourself for your results? You have to be honest with yourself about your game. If you're not, then you're never going to get anywhere long-term as a player, to be as candid as I can be with you. Now, if you feel that you're not sure about where your game is, if you feel that when you're sitting down in a session that you feel emotion is taking over more so than logic, then I would suggest taking a break. And whether you're playing full-time or not, the majority of you aren't, and so you can easily take a break and just show back up. Could be a day later. It could be 3 to 4 days later. It could be a week later. But even if you are playing for income, whether it's part-time or full-time, you guys that do, you probably know this by now, but yeah, I mean, taking some breaks is important. Even if you are doing pretty well over even like a few month period, I think it's actually really smart to schedule time off. Make sure you're doing some non-poker related stuff that, just because I think balance is important, life balance, if you will. And, but yeah, taking a break when you're in a downswing, if it just feels like nothing you can do is working, if it's really affecting you when you're showing up to your next session, if you feel like you're not confident, you're kind of in a losing state of mind, it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, you need to stop. You need to take some time off, reset your mind, reset the psyche. You'll come back when you're feeling refreshed. I think that's important for a lot of you. Now, if you guys are honest with your games, though, and you feel that you are making the vast majority of the time consistent plus EV decisions, then you should play through the downswing. It's in my opinion good to play through it because you learn a lot about not only yourself as a player, but you learn a lot about yourself as a person. What kind of mental makeup do you have? Do you need to work on your mental stamina? And I think for a lot of people, it's hard to really build on that if we're talking about just poker away from the table. I think honestly, in my opinion, the best way is just to take your lumps on the felt and just learn to play through it, learn to become numb to the short-term results, because the fact of the matter is if you're making plus EV long-term decisions, and that's all this game is about, is making plus EV long-term decisions, if you're doing that, then the short-term results should not matter to you. Now, long-term, if you're looking at your results and you feel like they're not where they're supposed to be, then there's probably something bigger going on, some kind of a leak or multiple leaks in your game that you'd have to look at. You could possibly get an instructor or somebody else to look at it with you. But if you're very confident that your skill level is, especially if your skill level is superior to the population you're playing within, and you feel that you are making plus EV decisions the vast majority of the time, then play through the downswing. Build up that mental stamina. Take your lumps. Once you get out of it on the other side, you'll realize that it does always turn if you are making plus EV decisions, and you'll feel a lot better about yourself, not only as a player, but possibly as a person as well. So, like I said, it always turns around, guys. If you're properly rolled, keep showing up, keep making good decisions on the felt, and it will turn around more often than not sooner than later, especially if your skill level is far superior to the population you're playing within. So, if there are any questions or comments, go ahead and let me know, of course. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Come visit us over at archcitypoker.com where we will have, more topics, or we'll be talking about topics like this, such as playing through downswings, possibly even more in depth. But we'll have a lot of like stuff about mental game that I think a lot of other sites don't touch base on as often as they should. So come visit us over at archcitypoker.com. And otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.